What's going on, Nerd Army guys? Welcome to the newest episode of Exploring Comics. Today we will be focusing on Roy Harper, also known as Speedy, Red Arrow, and Arsenal. So guys, let's get into this amazing character and find out what really makes him tick. Roy Harper actually lived on a Navajo reservation with his park ranger father. And one day, Roy's father was actually killed. Roy was orphaned at a young age, but he was taken in by a Navajo medicine man named Brave Bow. Brave Bow took him in because he said he owed Roy's father for saving his life. Brave Bow taught Roy everything he knew about archery and marksmanship. Roy would grow up to become an extremely strong young man, and he would actually begin to idolize the superhero Green Arrow. Roy wanted to get the Green Arrow's attention, so he actually entered an archery contest where he would ultimately lose, but he definitely accomplished getting Green Arrow's attention. Green Arrow would actually invite him to become his partner, and he would gladly accept. But when he joined him, he actually took on the name Speedy because he was actually a lot faster than Green Arrow. Partnership would actually not be the extent of their relationship, because after Brave Bow's death, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, would actually take Speedy in as his ward. Speedy would go on to join the Teen Titans and eventually become the leader of the group, and also date fellow member Donna Troy. Roy's life would actually quickly start to crumble all around him. As him and Donna broke up, the Titans decided to disband, and also Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, was now broke and began to neglect him altogether. This would all lead up to one of the most iconic comic books ever printed, Snowbirds Don't Fly. In the comic, Roy actually becomes addicted to heroin, while Green Arrow and Green Lantern are off on a mission. But eventually, Green Arrow would actually catch him, and he smacks him across the face and calls him a dirty junkie and throws him out on the street. This was a big thing for comics because drugs had never really been introduced to comics, especially illegal drugs like heroin. After Oliver threw him out on the streets, Green Lantern would actually eventually find him and take him to go see Black Canary. He left him with Black Canary so she could actually take care of him while he went through his withdrawals and stay by his side. Sometime later, he would actually get into it really bad with Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, and in doing so, made it so these two never wanted to work with each other ever again. But this right here was not the end for Roy. Roy's skills were very worthwhile, and eventually he would become an agent for the federal government. While on mission for the government, Roy actually met a woman named Cheshire, and he had feelings for her, and eventually they would actually have a daughter together named Leon. Once Leon was born, Cheshire actually just took off and left Roy to take care of his daughter all alone. Roy would then return to the Teen Titans and become the leader, taking on a new name, Arsenal. Also, during the Infinite Crisis series, he actually acted as a leader of the Outsiders. The Outsiders were actually called up to protect Metropolis in the Final Crisis series. And he did all of this while being a single father to Leon. Hal Jordan actually came down, found Roy, and invited him to join the ranks of the Justice League. He would do so and take on the name Red Arrow. Later on, the villainous Prometheus would attack and actually cut off Roy's arm with a poisonous nanite-laced blade. Later on, Prometheus has the Executioner actually set off a device in Star City that destroyed a big chunk of Star City and killed thousands of people, including Roy's daughter Leon. Roy would wake up several days later in a hospital, surrounded by his fellow heroes, and he was furious about what had happened to his daughter and what had happened to his arm. The flesh-eating nanites were dormant in Roy's stump, making it so he can never get a permanent prosthetic limb. Cyborg and Dr. Midnight actually worked together and made him a removable cybernetic arm. The only catch is that it increased the pain that Roy was constantly already in. The insane amount of pain plus the guilt over Leon's death, and one day he would actually overdose, causing his mind to break and being stuck in a permanent state of paranoia. In this state, Roy would eventually snap and go off on a screaming rant towards all his friends, alienating all his friends, and actually reverting back to the name Arsenal. Roy's mind was broken, fragile, and after a huge fight with Cheshire about their daughter, Roy was actually found in an alley holding a dead cat and hallucinating that it was his daughter Lian. A little bit later down the line, Roy was actually approached by Cheshire to help her kill Deathstroke. He actually agreed with her and he joined Deathstroke's Titans. And it even got to the point where he actually offered to bring back Lian. And right away, Cheshire jumped to it and was on board, but Roy hesitated and refused the offer. He realized that he had been beating himself up for so long over his daughter's death, and eventually he was actually able to get through to Cheshire that their daughter is in a better place now. The New 52 reboot would actually come along, and Red Hood and the Outlaws would actually come out. In this story, Roy is completely revamped. He has a different backstory, and Lian never existed. Now he rocks tattoos, goes by the name of Arsenal, and he also has 2 arms again. This version of Roy was never a father, but is still a recovering addict and is actually in a 12-step program where Killer Croc is his sponsor. He would actually join up with Starfire and Jason Todd, the Red Hood, when they come to rescue him. The 3 actually decided to stick together and create a team. Roy is a great fighter and one of the best marksmen in the world. He traditionally uses his mainstay, the longbow, which he's been using since he was a kid as Speedy. But as Arsenal, he's actually been seen using guns and many different types of larger artillery. This character has come a long way, had many different really rocky pasts. Alright, Nerd Army guys, let me know what you guys thought about the history of Arsenal. Put it down in the comments down below, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like, thumbs up button on this video. And as always, guys, if there's any other characters you'd like to see me do a history of for, make sure to put them down in the comments down below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. But guys, before we go, next time we will be doing the history of Supergirl. What you guys think about that? Yeah, we're going to be covering the history of Supergirl, one of the most amazing characters to come out of Krypton. Alright guys, so let me know what you guys thought about this history of down in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Alright guys, stay nerdy. Wait guys, before you go, make sure you hit that big sexy subscribe button to keep up with us right here at Nerds Memorized, and also go check out all the other videos we have laid out in all the playlists we have set up. And I hope to see you guys next time right here on Nerds Memorized. Stay nerdy.